And on this episode of The Nightmare is Finally Over, we have this from Cosmic Book News. Doctor Who shelved for 5 years, Ncuti Gatwick reportedly quits. What did they expect? What did Disney expect? What did Russell T Davies expect? What did Ncuti Gatwick expect? What did the BBC expect with the show? This was my first time watching Doctor Who. This was a disaster of a show. I had a lot of fun reviewing it, but man, I cannot imagine from a serious standpoint enjoying this show, this season in particular, with the specials and thinking, wow, this was really, really well done. It says here, it's known that nobody watched Doctor Who on Disney Plus, and that the series has suffered its worst viewership ratings in its 60-year history. How do you go out of your way? That's the thing, though. It's not by accident. You have to go out of your way to make something this hysterically stupid. And the crazy thing is, with all the woke stuff and diversity, inclusion, and DEI bullshit and stuff like that, the only episode that I actually enjoyed, that I actually genuinely enjoyed, was the episode Rogue, with the Doctor having a love interest, which is a man. The only episode that I actually enjoyed of this season was the gay episode. And that's because it almost felt like this was a character that just so happened to be gay. Every other episode in this season, it was almost like it was written by a straight man's stereotypes of what a gay man should be. That's how it felt. Every episode, Ncuti Gatwick's performance, he was just an over-the-top gay representation of what a caricature is. And at no point did I think, hey, this is a show that should be taken seriously. No, it didn't want to be taken seriously. Russell T Davies went out of his way every time. I've done so many videos on Russell T Davies and his quotes. The guy went out of his way to torpedo his own show. To say, okay, this show is just about being gay. It's written by gay people. It's going to celebrate gay this and gay that. And in the end, Russell screwed Russell. Amazing. You had Disney Plus money. They were just giving you a couple seasons. I don't think a season 2 is going to come out. Let's be clear, okay? Apparently, that they say 3 seasons are coming out. I think at the end of this, they have the BBC refutes some of this stuff. This says here, a spokesman for the BBC responded to the rumors of the UK's The Mirror denying that the shelving of Doctor Who. It says, the story is incorrect. Doctor Who has not been shelved. As we previously stated, the decision on Season 3 will be made after Season 2 airs. The deal with Disney Plus was for 26 episodes, and exactly half of those still have to be transmitted. And as for the rest, we never comment on the Doctor and future storylines. This is just damage control. Because, like I started this off by saying, it had the worst viewership and worst ratings in 60 years. If you're Disney Plus and you are hemorrhaging money, I can't even understand that sentence when I say it out loud. How is Disney losing so much money? This is why Disney Plus is a black hole. And when Disney Plus came out, I said that it's going to be the best thing ever for the consumer, but the worst thing ever for Disney. Because now, I don't have to see Disney movies in theaters. I don't have to see Marvel movies in theaters. Obviously, Star Wars movies in theaters. Obviously, Star Wars sucks now, and so does Marvel. But I don't need to pay a ticket price. I can stay at home, wait a couple of months until it comes out on Disney Plus, and watch it in the comfort of my home for no extra cost. They are losing money because of this. And every time they make a TV show, hundreds of millions of dollars go into it. There's no return. There's no return at all. From what I'm seeing with these numbers, ads ain't paying the bills. It's not working. But it's great for me. It's great for the consumer. Bad for Disney. So why would they want to sink more money into the show when you have the worst ratings and worst viewership? You really think if season 2 comes out, I'll honestly be shocked. I'll honestly be very, very, very shocked about it, because No one watched season 1. No one likes season 1. So to sit there and say, yes, we're going to do season 2, and yes, we're going to make season 3 as season 2 airs, like, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better, and the BBC knows it. Russell T Davies knows it. Ncuti Gatwick knows it. And more importantly, Disney knows it. They banked on the wrong audience. How crazy is that? Disney was at the top of the world, churning out billion-dollar movies at will. You had the entire world of cinema at the palm of your hand. Disney Plus came out. Wow, Mandalorian. That was a great... Let's just look at the first season of Mandalorian. Would you say it's probably one of the best first seasons you've seen in a very long time? Look at the show now. Garbage. Absolute garbage of a show. I didn't even watch the last season. And now they're going to make a Mando and Grogu movie? Who gives a shit? They are really putting their money in the wrong things right now. And Doctor Who, it shows. And it says right here, Ncuti Gatwick quits as the site claims that the following the abysmal ratings and the backlash to all the woke content that Ncuti Gatwick has opted to quit playing the Time Lord so he doesn't further hurt his career. Ncuti Gatwick has gone out of his way to hurt his own career. It has nothing to do with Doctor Who. This dude, again, made many videos on this guy. He is just insufferable. Honestly, he's just black and gay Rachel Zegler. You put a microphone in front of this dude, you could just see the ratings drop every time he speaks. He doesn't want people to watch his show. He wants to be an activist. That's all he wants. He wants to be praised for being gay. He wants to go to these runway shoots and just wear the most outrageously ridiculous, stupid outfits known to mankind. He wants to go out there and preach politics and preach his way of life and everything. He just wants to get money for it. And then when people don't like the show, you can just turn around and go, oh, you just don't like him because he's gay. Honestly, this might sound very weird to say. I think this was kind of an insult to gay people, this show. Because it didn't make them seem like just regular people that just so happen to be gay. They were all just over-the-top caricatures. It's almost like a straight person wrote this, of how they imagine a gay person would look and act. But again, with the episode Rogue, very odd. The Doctor was not this over-the-top flamboyant character. He was just a regular person that just so happened to be gay. Unbelievable. I have no idea. I'm the only person in the world that's ever liked that episode. Goes on to say, it claimed that Gatwick has new projects lined up in Hollywood and that to save his career, he doesn't want to be associated with Doctor Who anymore. Bro, you ain't a leading man at all. You ain't leading a project. Who would bet on you? Just think for a second. If I'm casting someone to be in a movie or show or to lead a project, do you want someone that's so outrageously outspoken and so quick to turn on fans and so quick to call people names if you don't like their products? That's the craziest thing with like social media. Years and years and years ago, I know I'm dating myself here. You really didn't know much about these people's politics. You kind of had to go out of your way to find out what these people believed in, politically, society-wise, or anything like that. Now, with social media, you know everything about these people. And you know what? It ain't good. It ain't good at all. Nothing from any interview of Russell T Davies and Ncuti Gatwick makes me think that I want to see these two succeed. That I want to see studios give them money and creative control to just do whatever they want. Because this is what happens. This is what happens right here. When you let people that should be not anywhere near in charge of anything just run rampant. They had an episode, I think might have been the first, no, it was the second episode. It had a drag queen as the main villain. And I saw that. I'm thinking, why would this, I think what was his name? Jinx Monsoon, I believe that was his name, the drag queen. Forgot what his character was. Doesn't matter. You didn't see it anyway. Why do I need to explain it? But long story short, I was watching that episode. I was thinking, why would you want to be portrayed in such a way that you are this just gross abomination looking thing of a villain. Wouldn't you want it to be I'm a trans character, a drag queen, that maybe I'm just heart of gold and nice and humble or anything like that, or maybe I look good and maybe I do look desirable? No, just a gross looking, like I said, characterized version, exactly how you would picture a drag queen to look. It's like, don't you guys have any respect at all for the audience that you claim to make this show for? With Ncuti Gatwick, this over-the-top flamboyant character, wouldn't you want to make him cool? Wouldn't you want to make him, I don't know, a hero in a way? He just sucks. But no, let's just go with stereotypes. It's amazing. I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but this whole season seemed like you wanted to insult people that didn't want to watch your show. And of course, they didn't watch the show because the show obviously wasn't made for them. And the people that did watch it, it seemed like you were trying to insult them too by saying, okay, this is how the world sees you. This is how society sees you. So we're going to make an entire season about this is how you're supposed to look and act. And for the audience that it was trying to write for, it looked like you were insulting them too with this. Every episode, man, I said I enjoyed goofing on this show. I'm not going to say I enjoyed watching it, except for the episode of Rogue, but I loved watching this show and just doing these hour-long reviews on it. So yeah, you know what? Season 2, if it comes out, like I said, I'll be shocked if it does. It shouldn't come out. But I'm going to happily do Doctor Who Season 2 because it's so ridiculous. It's beyond words ridiculous. I really hope you check out my reviews on the Season 1 of it. And lastly, with this article, it says, Disney shedding DEI woke content, hopefully. And all these companies at the exact same time bought into this DEI, diversity and inclusion garbage, and it didn't work out for any of them. And all these companies are like, hey, you know what? We're going to remove everything. We're going to get rid of all of our DEI hiring. We're going to stop putting all this inclusion, diversity, and shoving it down people's throat. We're just going to make good content that people want to see. Inside Out 2, when I saw the trailer, I said Riley's going to be gay. I said that. There's a 100% chance she's going to be gay. What happened? They removed it. They removed the storylines and imagery of Riley being gay. And you know what happened? Inside Out 2, pretty sure it was $1 billion movie or close to it. Then they got a new Disney Plus show. What is it called? Win or Lose or something like that? It's about a children's T-ball league or something like that. They had non-binary characters in it. And one of the craziest things about that show is that when the news broke that they removed the characters and the storylines from it, the show didn't come out yet. It wasn't like, there was a 12-episode season, and then they realized, oh crap, we have to remove this stuff or people are going to hate it. No. They put this stuff into a show, removed it, and then leaked that they removed it. Why did they do that? All you had to do was just don't talk about it. It's that simple. It's unbelievable. It's like Disney wants to lose. And as I'm looking at this article right now, it has a picture of a Mandela, whatever the hell her name is, from The Acolyte. What a garbage show that was, too. Isn't it weird? This is kind of strange, though, okay? Doctor Who has the worst ratings and viewership, and they're talking about a season 2. Meanwhile, again, I don't know, grain of salt here. The Acolyte, it's reported to be the second most popular show on Disney Plus at the time when it came out. I don't know if it's for the year or just that, 8-week window or whatever it was. It was the second most popular show. There is no season 2. Doctor Who, lowest ratings, lowest viewership in its 60-year history. And we're talking about a potential season 3. Does that make sense at all to anyone listening to this right now? Wouldn't you think by just the numbers, when you see second most watched, you have to look at it as, okay, people hated this show, but they watched it. So can we potentially capitalize that in any way, shape, or form? Could we potentially do an Acolyte season 2, but maybe just fire everyone involved in it and then just make it good, and then maybe make it something that people want to watch. I think that happened with the Picard show. Like, the first 2 seasons were garbage, and then somehow I think they pulled it together for season 3. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'm just hearing about things. People said that online. I don't know. Grain of salt in that one too. But back to the Acolyte and Doctor Who debate, though. That's a really strange thing. One show. I mean, they were both hated. Let's just be clear about that. Both shows were hated. But since the Acolyte is Star Wars, and I guess Star Wars is more popular than Doctor Who, more people watched it. And yet Disney realized that, hey, this is a terrible show. We should get rid of it. We should just scrap the entire thing. Yet Doctor Who 3 season potentials? I'm a little bit curious because I know that with Doctor Who, they were contracted for 3 seasons. Doesn't mean they have to honor it. They could easily just pull the plug on this thing even before season 2 comes out. They could just say, "Hey, we're gonna cancel this bitch and get the tax write-off." But I wonder if the Acolyte in the contract negotiations, did Leslie Headland get a second season contractually, and they just said, "Leslie, we got to get rid of this shit. This is just awful." But lot to digest about this video. But in the end, let me know what you guys think about that.
Long live sacred Germany, though traitor I be. I'll serve the people, not tyranny. A price on my head, but my conscience is clear.